This booklet right here is your number one go-to, all right? In this booklet right here, this is the leader booklet. The students will be each getting a student booklet that is about half the size of this, okay? So you'll see that students have a little one, you have a big one. For the purposes of, and you probably saw this in our email communication, your Bible study is a little bit different than the students' one. Yours has a little bit more commentary, some answers to some questions, some examples, some just examples to kind of steer along the conversation. But this is your booklet. This will be your booklet for the weekend. Because this will be your folder also, if you want to take notes in it today, you absolutely can do that. Inside the folder, there is worship notes pages where you can write down notes. So that can stimulate conversation later when you go into your Bible study. Has a schedule. It has the Bible study and all sorts of other options. Also, on the back of this may not seem like a big deal, but this is our weekly events and our summer events schedule. This event, we don't do this event just because it's really cool and we, want to have 700 kids and that's not our purposes. We're going to talk a little bit more in just a second about our mission and our vision, but we want kids to feel equipped and we want them to feel sent. So we want these kids to say, okay, I know from here is how I can continue my walk with God. Here is how I can grow in my faith. And here are some other opportunities for me to grow. All right. These will be on the back of the student booklet. It talks about our midweek services. It also talks about university, which is coming up in May, the early part of June. Also, if you'd like to staff that with us, we'd love to have you guys. We're going to the beach, and it's going to be awesome. And then also our New Orleans mission trip. And so that's on the back of your book. Also in your folder, you have the leader packet. Hopefully this was sent to you guys through communication, through email. If not, here is a hard copy, and we can also email you a copy. We're going to go through this more in just a minute. Also in your folder, you're going to see this, a SPIN leader evaluation. This is what I was talking about a little bit just a second ago. On one side, right here is more of a 30,000-foot view evaluation right here. All right, this 30,000-foot view evaluation is we want to receive your constructive criticism and your encouragement and your feedback. We read every single one of these, and we use the ideas and the feedback and the constructive criticism that you give us to make the next year better. Okay, so this is very important, but you can just keep this in your folder. You won't fill it out till probably Saturday night or early Sunday morning. But we need this to be turned into us on Sunday morning right before you guys leave. And on the back is what I was talking about earlier with the group members. You write their names, and you can just circle great, okay, or unaffected. That helps a little bit. But what we honestly want you to do is kind of write a summary about every student. All right, we know our students well, but there's some students here that are going to be coming in this weekend that we have no connection with, we have no follow-up with, and so this will help us follow up with those students. Whether we see some information on this sheet and we say, okay, we need to get this child help, or, all right, well, we need to follow up this kid. This kid came to know the Lord this weekend, and we need to follow up with them. This is a great way for us to follow up with them. So that would be extremely beneficial if you would fill that out for us. Also, this green sheet, this is our SPIN decision record form. Next Thursday night, we've asked you guys to get here at 5 p.m. Okay, at 5 p.m., you're going to have another meeting. All right, it's crucial that you're there, but we also understand a lot of you have class. Also, a lot of you maybe have work, and you've kind of got an excuse with us, and we understand that completely. But at 5 o'clock, what we're going to be talking about is a couple of the last minute details, but also we're going to be talking about decision counseling, okay? Because we have 700 students, and because you will probably have 10 to 14 students in your host home, we need to make it as easy as possible for our students to be loved on, to be poured into, and to be followed up with. So I'll give you a very, very quick understanding of how we're going to be doing decision counseling. And also, this is a form for if you counsel a student in your home. We want this form to be filled out on any level, whether it's salvation, whether it's baptism, whether it's something's going on, and we need to help them in some way. But we're going to have 7 zones, all right, 700 kids, 7 zones that we're going to break out into if you have decision counseling. When we come back on Thursday, you will have a number in your folder. It will actually be on the right-hand side on a sticky note, and it's going to tell you what zone you're in. What's going to happen is if a student responds during the response time, you're going to take that student, you're going to see a door at the back of the worship center, and if you're number 5, you're going to head out the number 5 door. There will be a pastor, one of our pastors, waiting on you with a decision form, and they will be able to help you and assist you. You'll talk to the student, and then you'll bring the student back to the pastor, let them know kind of the decision that was made, kind of what's happening, and that pastor will follow up with that child and that child's parents, okay? We believe that's very crucial in what we do is the follow-up, and to have our pastors on board, that just, I'm just so thankful for their leadership. They came to us saying, how can we help? And we said decision counseling, and they took it and they ran with it. And now we have 7 to 10 different pastors who will be there, who will be assisting with you guys after you do the counseling to help follow up with these students. To us, that is a huge deal. I'm so grateful for the leadership in our church. Also, in your folder, you'll see a map, all right? This folds out into first level and second level. This is just to help you get around this church. We understand it's a big place, and if you've never been here, we understand it's completely overwhelming. I've been here 2 years, and I still find new rooms in this place. Let's be real. I didn't even know there was a 3rd floor until about 2 months into me being here. And so if you need help, we also have new signage up around the church, so that can also assist you. This also right here, I believe this is one of the most crucial parts of the ministry that we do in Spin Weekend. It seems like such a little deal, but to the host homes, it means everything. In each of your folders, you have a envelope and a note card, one of our pieces of stationery. At the end of the weekend, would you please just write a note to your host home, thanking them for what they've done for you guys? They have sacrificed so much, their money, their time, their everything. They have. And so if you can, get the students to sign this with you, or have a student write it and then they sign it. This is just a great way to give thanks to those host homes. And we have, like I said, we have 62 of them. It's insane. And so that's 62 families within our church believing in the ministry that's happening in Spin Weekend, believing that the good hand of our Father is upon it. And so they're all in. And so we're really excited about that. Now, I kind of skipped over this a little bit, but this leader packet, we're going to go in the leader packet real quick. And we're going to discuss the schedule. But before I do the schedule, now remember this is the abbreviated version for the camera. I want to talk about this on the back of the first page first. I know you can probably see it with the schedule. If you're not a member of our church or have never visited with us, you've kind of just tagged along with us because you've heard about it, or we've recruited you because we believe in you guys. But this is the mission and the vision of our church. The vision is to see people changed by the gospel and living out their Christ-centered purpose. And whether you're at First West or not, that's your vision. That's what we live for. That's what we breathe for. That's the only reason God gives us breath, to make this world and help this world see Him in His glory. All right? And our mission is to see to it that no one misses the grace of God. These 2 things right here are the reason we do this event. All right? These are the reasons why we believe in this event. All right? I had a hard time understanding why the Lord gifted me administratively when I love logistics. It stresses me out, but at the same time, it really fires me up. Okay, I love it. And so I had a really hard time understanding why the Lord had gifted me that way, why I liked events, because I was like, an event, there doesn't have to be an event for God to move. And that's true. It's very true that there doesn't have to be an event for God to move. But we believe that this is a catalyst. This is something that the Lord has given us, He has laid in our laps and said, let's do it. And so that's why we do it, because we don't want to see any kid in Northeast Louisiana miss the grace of God. We want every single kid in this parish to say, I have heard of this good news, and either I believe it or they turn from it, but we are going to be obedient in laying it before them. That's why we do this. And that's why you're here. That's why we believe you're here. And so if you're on this train with us, let's get on and let's go after it, right? Because it's coming quicker than we know it. But our threads are this: worship, community, and service. And you're going to see, if you haven't studied the Bible study yet, you're going to see that in the Bible study, that's what we're beating into our kids. Not beating in, that sounds horrible. But that's what we're preaching to our kids this week. All right, why does community matter? And I think that every single person in this room would say community matters. Because we know that as believers, if we are isolated, that if we just scoot ourselves to the side, like, we're not flourishing, but community makes us flourish. We believe that service, because we want to serve others so that they can see the grace of God, so that they don't miss the grace of God. And we worship because what else can we do? I mean, every living second is worship. So that is who we are. Worship is who we are. And so that's why we do this event. But let's look really quickly at the schedule, and then we'll stop videoing for today. The main thing I want you to know about Thursday is this: we ask you to arrive at 5. We ask that you guys park out here where you just did in the purple or the red lot. You're going to come in through this door, and you're actually, right behind me is the children's worship room. We're going to be in the children's worship room meeting with you guys. So as soon as you check in, get your folder. If you can come into this room, as soon as we get started, I'll be in there kind of leading you through some last minute details, as well as Terry, our children's pastor, and Nathan Newfing, who's one of our new pastors, and they'll be helping you understand more the decision counseling process, because I know I was very abbreviated a while ago, and it probably freaked you out to know that you'd be in a zone. All right, so 5 o'clock, you're going to check in, and then we're going to have kickoff worship at 6:30. Remember, on Thursday night, we don't stay in houses on Thursday night. You'll be going home Thursday night, and then at 8 o'clock, you'll be in your small group in an assigned church room, and the assigned church room will be in your folder, so you'll see that when you get here on Thursday. Friday, what we're going to ask you to do is get here at 5:15. We need you guys help transporting luggage from out there into this room and another room across just across our Weber lobby down there. With kids with 700 pieces of luggage is going to be chaos, and so we're going to make it as smooth as possible. So if we could have you guys saying, hey, are you in middle school or are you in high school? All right, you're in high school, we're going to go put it right here. And helping these kids get out of their cars, not only was that a great way to serve them, but it kind of alleviates the stress off the parents as well. And then at 7, we're going to have worship. 8:30, students are heading to host homes. We ask that you all drive your own individual cars, because we need you to help transporting students back and forth. And then you will have small group, which is Bible study 1 at the home. Saturday, breakfast in the homes. You lead a small group. You have worship up here. Then we have lunch. Then at 1, we have what we call Spin Serve. Spin Serve, we believe, is one of the most influential, impactful things we do for our community and for our students. We send you guys out with your groups into the community to serve in some aspect or some way. Something different we're doing this year is we are actually going to help you guys. We're going to provide some different options for places you can serve in the community. But it is up to you and your students to determine what you're going to do for Spin Serve. Okay? It is not up to your host home. The host homes stress out about it. All right? So alleviate as much stress off the host homes as you possibly can by saying, all right, I know that we're going to this floor of the hospital and we're going to hand out goodie bags and pray for all the people there. Whatever your Spin Serve opportunity is, that's at 1. We ask that you do that till 3, because then you'll be back up here at 6 for dinner. Now, there is a slight change in this schedule. Right now, it says that at 7 p.m., we have the Bible study 3 in your assigned church room. And then at 8, we have worship. We're actually going to be switching those. Okay, so worship will be at 7. And then the assigned church group will be at 8. And we're actually going to do the Bible study, we're actually going to do that Bible study in the homes. We're not going to do it on this campus anymore. Just to help and protect the time of our building services people, it would take them till 5 in the morning to get all those rooms cleaned and prepared for Sunday morning. So we're trying to help them out the best we can, and we will